What is going on YouTube? Mike back here from Mike's Movie Corner and more. And today I'm going to do a quick video of the movies that I picked up from Barnes& and Noble, This Week Play, and Livonia. Shout out to them, and Walmart. So, what did I pick up? What have I been picking up this week? Alright, so we're going to go straight to the three things that I picked up from This Replay in Livonia, Michigan. So, if I can get these out. So, the first thing I picked up is, here we go. Alright, so the first thing I picked up is Mama's Family, the complete first season. This one stars Vicki Lawrence, Dorothy Lyman, Carol Burnett, Kim Berry, Betty White. And I will say this though, and one of my good friends pointed this out. If you want to own the Mama's Family on DVD, then the best DVDs versions to get is the Star Vista Entertainment, the Time Life ones, because otherwise, if you go to get the regular ones, I think it's either missing some episodes, or I think the episodes don't go in order, or I think they delete certain songs and all that good stuff. So yeah, this is kind of more of like the cut version, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? So I highly recommend you get this version if you could find it. Now, the second one I picked up is Mama's Family Season 2, ironically. I'm not going to hold you. Season 1, Season 2, I thought were good seasons, you know what I'm saying? Now, a lot of people love Season 3 and beyond. And don't get me wrong, I love Season 3 and beyond. I thought the show kind of elevated more once Bubba came in the equation, you know what I'm saying? And I used to think season 1 and 2 was boring, but I started to embrace it a little bit more, honestly, for its, comedy and stuff like that, too. The characters, like Vin, he was not as dumb as he was in season 3, and beyond, you know what I'm saying? And neither was Naomi. And if anything, I think part of the reason why is because Dorothy Lyman, she was doing both. She was doing All My Children, and when this came out, she was doing All My Children, and she would shoot back and forth. So you didn't really see like the dumb-witted, you know, Naomi. Not, at least not as much. But she quit All My Children, to do this show. You know what I'm saying? So definitely check this out if you can. And the third thing I picked up is, ironically, again, Mama's Family Season 3. And this is the introduction of Bubba. I'm not going to hold you. Alan Kaiser, I wish he had done more stuff. You know what I'm saying? He did a movie called Night of the Creeps back in 1986. And a movie called Hot Chili back in 1985. This was, before Mama's Family, you know what I'm saying? And, season 3 was, really good. And I liked how, the season premiere of this, introduced us to Bubba. And Bubba wasn't really talked about in seasons 1 or seasons 2. Wasn't really talked about like that. So, and then like the whole Buzz and Sonia was talked about, I think, just one more time, which was episode 1 of season 3, the season premiere, you know what I'm saying? But they was never talked about ever again, you know what I mean? And season 3 was the syndicated season. This aired on, the first 2 seasons aired on NBC, as far as I'm concerned. Alright, so we're gonna go dive into. You know what? Let's dive into Walmart. Let's dive into that real quick. All right. So I technically picked up two movies from Walmart. So first movie I picked up is I actually found this when I was at Walmart, and I couldn't believe that I actually found this. And this is Ghoulies. This is the 4K MVD rewind. You know what I'm saying? Um, Honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. I would never thought I'd see this again. And I used to own this one, but I mean, of course, you guys know what happened. Um, yeah, and Walmart doesn't really carry too many of these MVD rewind collections. I wish they carry a little bit more of them because they're making a killing. I remember Best Buy, I think at one point carried these too. You know what I'm saying? So this is a 4-day, 4K version of it. So um, I'm definitely gonna watch this. And I might review it for you guys. All right. So another movie I picked up, and this is a Jim Henson picture, and this is on 4K steelbook. This one's called The Dark Crystal. Now, The Dark Crystal, I'm taking a gamble on it. You know what I'm saying? We haven't really seen it before, but I like Jim Henson just about anything. You know what I'm saying? And this is like one of those fantasy adventures. Kind of remind me of what is that? Never Ending Story. Kind of has that um, Princess Bride vibe a little bit. But even though Princess Bride was '87, this was 1982. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna check this one out. Most definitely. All right, so let's get to the good stuff. What did I get from Barnes and Noble? Did I get anything, or did I just walk out of there empty? Alright, so now, as you guys know, Barnes& Noble, as of right now, is having 50% off of all sorts of stuff. So, um, there's 50% off, well, they had 50% off Universal, but that's done now, I believe. They have the biggest thing is the 50% off L title. And they have 40% off the rewind, that line that has like the VHS, you know, um, covers, you know what I'm saying? That's 40% off. And also they do have, I think Radiance, I think still do have that 50% off sale. And somebody else, I think it's a couple 50% off sales, you know what I'm saying? But this one I actually scored 50% off, believe it or not. And this is James Cameron's The Abyss. Now, a lot of people, um, well, there's been mixed feelings about The Abyss. You know what I'm saying? Either it was too slow, it was too boring, or um, wasn't the best James Cameron film, blah, blah, blah. Me personally, I actually think this is very underrated. And this one stars Ed Harris and Michael Biehn, who gets one of his best performances. And they were campaigning him to get an Oscar nomination, which, it sadly didn't work. I mean, I don't know about Oscar, but he should have got award consideration for this, you know what I'm saying? Um, this one includes the 1989 theatrical version and the 1993 special edition with 31 minutes of additional footage. So, um, this one, I remember seeing this one. This one was a really good film. You know what I'm saying? This was a really good film from start to finish. Um, let me see what's on here. You got the 4K resolution. You got it's Dolby Atmos. No, Dolby, yeah, Dolby Vision. Yeah, Dolby Atmos. Okay, so this one includes the theatrical version and the special edition. So does the Blu-ray. And then disc three, you have the bonus features and stuff like that too. So I highly recommend this movie. This movie is very underrated. Now the next movie and I did take advantage of the L video. This one just came out just last week. It was called Soylent Green, and this one stars Chuck Connors, Lee Taylor Young in an early performance, Charlton Heston, Brock Peters, and Edward G. Robinson in his later films. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen this before. I saw the trailer, and the trailer looks wonderful, and I can't wait to dive into this movie. You know what I'm saying? Um, I've heard of it somewhat before, but I've never seen this film, and this is one of those films which I, am taking a gamble at. So, um, I'm definitely going to be checking this one out. All right, so I got three more films that I want to show off. So, all right, let me get this out. Okay, cool. All right, so actually, no, I take this back. I got two more films I want to show off. So, the first film I'm going to show off, and I went to a different Barnes and Noble. This one, the last two movies, I ended up going to Barnes and Noble in Allen Park, Michigan, because they had a movie that I've been looking for. And this is the movie I'm about to show you now. And this one's called Fighting Back. This one stars Tom Skerritt, Patti LuPone, and Yaphet Kotto. Now, I remember having this movie on VHS back in this came out in 1982, and this was it gives off that Death Wish vibe. You know what I'm saying, with a guy, with people, with these bad guys that threaten his family, and he's going after revenge. And there was like a sleuth of movies like that where you have you have these gang members who's going after random people and stuff like that too, robbing them, breaking into homes. You had that. There was a nice little sleuth. It was nice, little sleuther movies like that. And then this is the same year that Death Wish 2 came out, which that is a great film, in my honest opinion. Tom Skerritt, he gives a good performance. He's good here. This is from what I remember, it's a good movie, and I definitely need to check this out. And I'm glad it's finally getting Blu-ray love. It's finally. So hopefully one day this comes out on 4K. Maybe not, but if it doesn't, it is what it is. Now, the last one I'm going to show off, and this is a nice 4K slipcover, and this one's called Wild Style, and this is a 4K edition. You know what I'm saying? Now remember, these movies, they're 50% off the original price, which is $60. So I pretty much paid $29.99 for this, which is, I'm not gonna hold you, for a size like this, it's not bad. You know what I'm saying? Now, when it comes to Wild Style, it kind of has that vibe of breaking and rapping. There was a slew of films. You have Breaking that came out that next year. You have Rapping came out that same year. You have Electric Boogaloo that came out that same year as the first Breaking, and then you had what was that? You had Crush Groove, and you had Beat Street as well too. You know, you had all sorts of like movies like that. You know what I'm saying? Um, where you see break, where there's some break dancing, and then there's like rap. These people get into these rap battles and get into these, break dancing battles and stuff like that too. So I'm definitely gonna be watching that. So keep an eye on a movie review of that coming pretty soon. So with that being said, this is Mike from Mike's Movie Corner and more, and that's all that she wrote. So I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.